So, I guess I should say a few words about what Nebulith is. Nebulith is a role-playing setting supplement. Uh, Released by Lamentations of the Flame Princess, but useful with any OSR game, really. Nebulith was conceived and written by Alex Hobson and Zach Smith. Alex had the original conception for it. Alex is a foreigner who grew up in and now lives in Okinawa. And he wanted to make a setting that was basically a love letter to Okinawa. And to help him realize that goal, he brought in Zach to do the game stuff. And Zach ended up being the one writing most of the book, but it's Alex's inspiration and ideas that fed into it. The book is 304 pages plus a fold-out. You see we got a beautiful cover with foil stamping, got 2 bookmarks, got the sewn binding as usual on this. And I can tell you from when we did that 2001 parody video, and the book got launched many times during many takes, and did not fall apart no matter how hard, how fast, and how often we launched that book. So, usual Lamentations solid construction. I would actually do the folding back on its spine thing, but I'm holding up my phone here with one hand, so I don't have enough hands to do all this stuff. So forgive this if this is a bit clunky. This isn't going to be a big Questing Bee style production, because I only have so many hands and I haven't scripted a damn thing here. So it's an Okinawa-ish setting. The actual setting is the Isle of Awaniko. It's a fictitious island in the same chain of islands as Okinawa that allowed them to not have to slavishly be real. They can alter things for game purposes and for purposes of making a better book that's not an actual history book or that kind of, you know what I'm saying. So the two things. So the main features, in addition to being Asian themed, is the Nebulith itself. The Nebulith is a petrified volcanic plume. And this is you can see it's, there's a map of the island with the Nebulith popping up. It's 8 miles high, and it's riddled with dungeons. I believe they call it a giga dungeon. But most of the book is about the setting. Most of the book is about, how having this massive thing, jutting out of the island affects everything. And you see the collar there, that is a city which rings the Nebulith. And that's where the people live. There are plenty of pages discussing how to use the Nebulith as an adventure location. It has a few levels that are fleshed out, but mostly you have tools for creating your own dungeon adventures within the Nebulith and how to keep it thematically consistent with what the rest of the book is. The book is not a solid, mega dungeon description room by room. That's not what the book is. But what it is describing the people and the culture and the adventuring opportunities, within the Nebulith and around Awaniko. It's, talks about the personalities, the powers, the people, magic items, all sorts of fun stuff, and big bestiary, and very much generously illustrated by Zach throughout. Professional design and layout here. Now, I think, for my tastes, this is Zach's best book. Now, I have to say that this was conceived and work was progressing before Lamentations was ever involved in the project. But when I announced I was going to work with Zach again, well, then, they came to me. It's like, hey, you know what the publishing side of the things are, so how about we work together? And I was like, okay. And I'm glad I made the decision because, as I said, I think this is Zach's best work. Because Zach is normally concerned with just the adventure stuff. He's not concerned with mundane real life. So Red and Pleasant Land and Frostbitten and Mutilated, they are settings that have like very little reality. There are no normal people just living their lives. There's no sense of being there as a place. They're excellent adventure locations, but I never got a sense of them as an actual real place. Even Vornheim, a city where thousands and thousands and thousands of normal people live, he just concentrates on the adventure stuff. Now, to be sure, Nebulith is overwhelmingly concerned with the adventure stuff. But because I was told that a strong inspiration and motivation for the project was to highlight Okinawan culture, this is part of what I did as being a producer and publisher and, being involved in this, is I insisted that there should be the real life stuff there. So there's a little bit of that that details how people live on the island, because it's not all just grand adventure stuff. There's a sense of time and place. And I think that really grounds the setting and really makes the place feel real. I know I've got this thing, I don't know how much any of you care about this, but when I'm reading a thing, I want to imagine how it operates independently, even without players, even without adventurers. What is this place like as a real place? And Nebulith, I think, well, it gave me the ability to think about that and understand how the place works as a place before you even start adventuring in it. And I know that's one of the ways I'm weird, but that's important to me. And that's why I think this is fleshed out not only as a guide to adventure, to use a cheesy phrase, but as a place. It feels like a real place. And if you play 1600s LOTFP setting, this fits right in there. If you don't play that setting, or if you don't play Lamentations, this'll work. You just set this on an island, as Zach says. Set it in an island somewhere in the place in your campaign world where the ninjas are. And I guess I should point out this also has rules for martial arts schools and martial arts combat, and it's got a bunch of new Asian-themed character classes. So this is this is an absolute major work. And I'm very proud to be handling this. I think it's absolutely excellent, and I think all of you should get a copy as soon as possible. So that's the brief introduction to Nebulith, and I'll leave you to it.